I'm just gonna take her. Lúc em tôi thì máy của tôi What? So that 所以你看看，你要先测试一下。哎，你直接放到瓶里，放到对。对对对。Today's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday. That works. This is page 20. 这个你是 play which instrument did you play? Piano, clarinet. Okay. Clarinet. Okay. Okay. Is here. So we didn't just Okay. Yeah, I'm not showing you what's everybody do that. They just get two rubbers that are small. No, they equal to the same size. Hopefully. Okay, so last week we went. Just kids, let me get one here. This hair is basically more of a weapon than an actual hair. This is gonna literally make me flip off saying. Okay, so last week we did cadences in full heart vocal style. We did perfect, plagal, imperfect, and interrupted cadences. And I did a single thing. Yes, which is why we're going to the homework first, because most people got it wrong. And that was not me. Well, except for the notes. You got the. Okay, I'll stop talking. Okay. Hi, you're here. The third. Always double the third in chord 6. Leading note to tonic in an interrupted cadence. Still applies. 2 parts move up and 2 parts move down. Okay, interrupted cadences. Chord 5 to chord 6 in E flat major. So can we do the board thing again? You want to? Yes. What do you mean board? But like, don't push me because I'm gonna like count my. And hopefully I don't get it. Board thing. And no offense. C, E flat, G, and we have to double E flat. That's the rule for chord 6. Double the third in chord 6. So we have to double E flat. And now make sure that 2 voices go up and 2 go down. Obviously, the bass always has to go up. And the other voice that goes up is the leading note, which is D, to the tonic, E flat. If we put this here, so the 2 voices that go up are always the bass notes, the roots, and the leading note to tonic. So D, leading note in E flat major, E flat, tonic. Now, the other 2 voices go down. One steps down and one leaps down. By leap, I mean it goes like a third or maybe slightly more. But usually no more than a third. So, yes, a third. So, F to E flat goes down, and B flat to G, this is a minor third. Like that. Oh my god. Okay. Interrupted cadences. More interrupted cadences, this time in B minor. Please don't forget to sharp the raise the leading note in chord 5. And chord 6 is. Hello, you're here. Sucks. No, I'm not only right. No, oh, sorry, I didn't know I have to do that. Sorry. Okay, we're just going to the homework right now before we start. Okay. By the way, you did very well. You got most of it right. Okay. Now the two voices. Stop messaging me. The two voices that go up are the bass and the leading note tonic. Sorry, that's wrong because we did double B. A sharp to B sounds nice usually if we put it in the soprano. Also, I just realized I forgot to. This is page 27. And B minor, we need. Isn't B minor the red? Yeah, no. It's adding the sharps. Okay. The two voices that go up are F sharp to G and leading note tonic, A sharp to B. Now, so where are the voices that need to step down or go down? F sharp to D and C sharp to B. F sharp minor. We have chord 5, C sharp, raise a leading note, it becomes E sharp, G sharp, C sharp for chord 5, and now for chord 6 we have D, F sharp, A, and we double the third in chord 6. F sharp minor has a key signature of 3 sharps, so this is what we're dealing with. In an interrupted cadence, C sharp to D. We have that in the bass, and now leading note tonic. Let's put it here. To raise the leading note, and you're on a minor scale. Now, G sharp to F, and C sharp to A. It's just a method of like simple cancellation to describe know which voices go down. You can put them in. When I'm making both it is do you still remember this? Yeah. Cool. Nice to hear this still fresh. Still remember the torture. Wow. Don't take it personally. Okay, in vertical style, write 3 different types of imperfect cadences. That's interesting. I've only introduced you to 2 so far. Let's learn a couple more today. Imperfect cadences. So what is an imperfect cadence? An imperfect cadence is when like any scale degree to the any chord. Any chord. So opposite of a perfect cadence. Only for the what or only 1 to 5. What was only 1 to 5? 1 to 5 is reverse of perfect cadence. Any chord to 5. So last lesson we did 1 to 5, which is reverse perfect cadence, and 4 to 5, where you got to make sure every single other voice steps down. Every other voice. Yeah. Let's quickly do this. Yeah.
An imperfect cadence is 1 to 5. The first chord does not have to be chord 1. It could be chord 2 or chord 4.
Yeah. Okay. You also do textbook definition. Well, actually, the textbook wrong. You can also do chord 1 in first inversion, chord 4 in first inversion, chord 6, chord 2 in first inversion, and chord 3, 3 in first inversion. Let's quickly refresh this with C major. 1, 5, C, G, B, D, G. We got the bass notes. We need a tonic to leading note because reverse perfect cadence. Tonic to leading note. And now note in common still stays the same. And E and D. And put that right there. Okay? So 1 to 5, easy imperfect cadence, just reverse the perfect cadence. Like instead of leading note to tonic, it's tonic to leading note, and then there's another voice that stays still and another voice that steps down. And 4 to 5, everything except bass goes down. F, A, C, F, G, B, D, G, F to G, and make sure everything else goes down. So we have F to D here.
Well, and everything steps down.
Yeah, everything goes down. I never said steps down. You are excused. You are absolutely excused. C to B, and now A to G. Everything else goes down, except for the bass, which goes up. Now, 2-5 imperfect cadence is a it's chord 2 followed by chord 5 for a start. But it's also since chord 2 is a minor chord in a major key, it's quite interesting, which I'm gonna mark like that. It's quite interesting the way that it sounds. Okay, we're gonna stay in C major. There's no special doubling rules with 2, just keep it. It's just normal doubling rules. You don't need to double any specific note. Or just keep with the root, is what I mean. As always, root in the bass. Now the rule for this is there's a note in common, and then the other 2 voices, I think one goes up and one goes down. So note in common, let's mark that out first. D and D. One voice goes. No, both voices go up. I'm being stupid. A to B and F to G, which I'm putting up here. You know what's nice about this? We're moving in 6th here. And you know what's also nice? They're both -6. I want to point out this interval because it's partially what makes a 2 to 5 cadence. Still an imperfect cadence. Now, what should happen is going to see this with 1. Imperfect cadence. Now, it still sounds like a couple of the other imperfect cadences that we've already learned, like or 4-5, which is. But maybe the effect of a 2 to 5 is slightly less resolving than what it might be. Make this sound better. Let's move that down and move that down. Before we learn how to write polychordal progressions, I need to teach you how to write one more imperfect. No, actually no. We'll save it. We'll save more imperfect cadences for later because they're not necessarily necessary right now. Necessary right now. Brilliant grammar. In essence, 1 to 5, 2 to 5, and 4 to 5 are the only ones that are remotely useful in the exam. I'm gonna save off 1 6 to 5, 2 6 to 5, and 4 6 to 5 for later. So let's do another 2 to 5 in B major. Key signature. B major.
5 sharp, G sharp.
In order, please.
C
sharp, D sharp, D sharp, A sharp.
Nice.
I'm too fast.
You're literally older than me. How old are you? Wait, what's just 11?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know.
I can do that.
You know, like when Kenya got it wrong, I heard you like chuckle. Amateurs. I swear that's what I heard.
And the tree is like 5 meters away from
Okay. In B major, chord 2 is C sharp, E, G sharp, and C sharp. Chord 5 is F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and F sharp. C to F, as always, goes in the bass. The note in common is C sharp. I'm gonna put this here.
I think this was an imperfect case.
This is an imperfect case.
What about it's not imperfect? Or perfect way anyway.
It just looks wrong.
Really?
G sharp to A sharp, and let's put E to F sharp here. The effect of a mantra. You would expect before like an ending cadence. They try it instead you have one. You want to hear, and that actually smoothly leads into the next topic, which is repeating cadences.
Are we learning this for?
It's not. Yeah. You do this. It's on page. It's on page 40.
I've never done okay.
40. It's 40. Because I purposely I'm not teaching things in the order of this book because the order in which they teach stuff in here is kind of rigged. It's brilliantly rigged.
Just sounds wrong.
Preceding cadences. Here's a trick. Precede a perfect cadence with an imperfect cadence. And that looks like this. We're back in C major. let's start with a very simple imperfect cadence, 1 to 5, followed by a perfect cadence, 5 to 1. So we have 1 to 5 as part of an imperfect cadence, and 5 to 1 as part of a perfect cadence. If we were to write just this normally, I'm skipping the working out because I want to actually show you guys the fun bit. You end up with something like this. So look at this, right? Imperfect cadence, 1 to 5. Perfect cadence, 5 to 1.
We can actually sit through that.
Yes, improvise. I know what it implies. Pretend. Well,
It's the effect of this is the imperfect, this is the perfect. If I string them together, you get right. So what's funny is that we now have a 3-chord progression. A cadence was 2 chords. When you add another chord in front of it, you now have it's gonna sound this is going to sound even better when I do this.
Can I be a minor one?
What?
Can I be a minor one?
What?
Nothing. I didn't know what I'm doing.
Let's change this 1 to 1/6. And now I'm going to show you.
Can you teach us again? 1/6. I think I forgot.
It's first and third.
First and good.
Yeah.
I still remember because
I think I forgot it. How old are we?
shuffles.
And now it is 1/6.
No.
It's 1 in first conversion. It's gonna sound even better. What it was before. Now, when I have a 1/6, notice that 1/6 will sound relatively more unstable compared to the root position chord because the root has more down to the top. Listen to this. So we have originally it was B. Now it's has a bit of distance, slightly more unstable than. So now I'm trying to teach you the oral effect of different cadences. Okay, yeah.
what's the thing?
First conversion. Were you here for that? I think you were here for that.
No, let's go with this.
You were definitely here for that. Okay, never mind then. Okay, so for those of you forgotten,
That's very basically put the note bit.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these things.
make 14.
I'm not doing it.
Guessing that you're now please go down to the toilet. I'm guessing that you're tired.
Yeah, but can you please aim?
I'm 11.
Tell us my.
Not kidding. Can you please
I
aim?
can write with my finger.
Well, then, hey, can you rub that off?
Well,
Get that.
No.
What is that?
There's nothing on my finger.
What is that?
Who knows?
What is that? I'm charging you for vandalism. I'm charging you for vandalism.
It's something called a black.
Right, I just made up.
It's something called a black rubber. How did that happen? I thought. Bruh,
I'm charging you for vandalism.
black rubber's like thingy.
Congratulations, you got like paper. Yes.
Thanks a lot, Michael. I have no idea what you just did.
Like we got like he rubbed so like Lucas probably rubbed this on the desk and then he totally took like the thing.
No.
And he like bro I
You know you can't rub that out. Like
Exactly. I didn't use
What happened?
Me and eraser. Okay, no, I
It
can't even.
wasn't to raise it. It was something with my
I can't even be bothered.
dusty.
Dusty.
I cannot even be bothered. Okay, so with chords in first inversion, which are notated with a 6, it means essentially that recall. This is a root position. So if this is a root position, then in first inversion, it looks like this.
Okay.
Yeah. CEG in root position. EG, shut up.
Pick yourself.
CEG in root position. EGC in first inversion. So that means in first inversion, bottom note goes to the top. It's not really the same in full bar vocal style. Essentially, the only rule for first inversion triads in full bar vocal style is that the bottom note, just the original third of root position, has now become the root of the triad. So that means this has to go in the bass, right? So that is the only change. That's the only thing that's changed about a root position chord in full bar vocal style into a first inversion chord. What about one of them? Yeah. You're not going to need your iPad, so I don't have a charger. I
What was it? Oh, you put one.
yeah, to get the one.
I thought you don't eat it anymore, right?
Not until we do a cookie at the end.
Yeah. Remember when I blitzed the last one? Remember when everybody knew that Mozart's it's no good.
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah.
Good, just do it later. This is taking far longer than it should be.
You could rub the toilet. Recommend you.
Making him, I'm telling him to like go clean the toilet off. Anyway, anyway, okay. So with chord, what Lucas, shut up. With chord 1/6, remember to put the original third in root position. The original third in root position is now the root in first inversion, so that has to go into the bass. And the rule with first inversion chords is to double any note you want. The examiners don't care. First inversion chord,
Really?
huh?
Are you sure?
Most not very strict examiners do not care.
That would be zero. Okay.
I can double my own IQ and halve your right to speak.
He's smarter than you, but I'm smarter than him, so you can't say.
What?
Chord 1/6. And now let's try some more perfect cadence 3-chord progressions. Now, if I have 4 to 5, which imperfect cadence, and then to 1. So again, imperfect cadence, perfect cadence. As I said, precede perfect cadences with an imperfect cadence. And as you can see here, imperfect cadence, perfect cadence. So that means that what we do here, let's switch it up a bit. We're in G major.
What happened to the whiteboard?
I put a whiteboard.
Yeah.
I put like it's magnetic.
We know it's magnetic, but why is
The thing in the back. So basically, I found this online and I bought it so I can teach you guys. Great.
Yeah, but we don't even do it. You just wasted $30.
Nope. D, F, D. I'm going to do a I'm going to do a supertonic to tonic. I'm going to do a supertonic to tonic perfect cadence, which if anyone remembers how that works, it is that if you have the supertonic to tonic in the soprano, you still need a leading note to tonic, but you triple the root in chord 1. And then you mix the 5th, but you still need to keep the 3rd, which goes there, and you have to put it like that. And then E. That's right. Still a perfect cadence. Notice the difference between, for example, and what I wrote there, which is supertonic perfect cadence with a triple root. Triple root in chord 1 is how we write a supertonic perfect cadence. Or if you want to refresh that, go to page you want to refresh that, go to page 28. What I've written here is supertonic, tonic, perfect cadence made very easy with a preceding imperfect. So now we have a 3-chord progression, 4, 5, 1, which is like this. So 3 chords. And now, final one, let's do 2, 5. So here we have our imperfect cadence. 2, 5, 1 in F major. Looks like this. G, B flat, D, G, C, E, G, C, and F, A, C, F. I'm writing this just to show you your working out process. Let's make this interesting. I'm going to do another supertonic to tonic. And let's put in M here, and A goes here, so that means we have. I'm missing. Not missing anything. D, B flat, C. Same concept here, supertonic to tonic, so we triple the root and remove the C. This is a 2 to 5. So in a 2 to 5, in a 2 to 5 imperfect cadence, you have the bass which goes up, 2 voices go up in sixths, six, and 1 note stays the same. Kind of cool, funky. Yeah, that's right. So starting on a 2 minor chord. 5. So So this is this. We still have the perfect cadence here. But now with the 2 in front of it, the minor chord makes it funky. Okay? So that's how to proceed a perfect cadence. Now, how to proceed a what is wrong with the okay.
So you can always try double.
Preceding plagal cadences, which are what are plagal cadences? What chords? Good. Preceding precede plagal cadences with 1. Almost always 1. You can use 1/6 and 4/6 and okay, maybe not 6. I've seen some people do it, but
We wouldn't recommend it, right?
would not recommend. Plagal to proceed plagal cadences 1, 1/6, and 4/6 are almost always your best bet.
Wait, 1, 1, 6, and 4, 6. I don't.
I think I'll just use mine. Thank you very much.
But don't use the time and not such. Not regularly, not relatively, but
No. Okay. Oh, I ran out. What's our save paper? It's troubling.
can't you just look at me?
What is? Okay, that's not. I'm gonna copy and paste this first, so I have a bit more space to work with. And now back to where we were. Preceding plagal cadences with chord 1. So that's 1, 4, 1. We can have 1, 6, 4, 1, and 4, 6, 4, 1. Let's learn how to make these sound nice. Well, okay, so the 1 for 1 is easy. Just make sure like a plagal cadence in reverse and then a plagal cadence again. There's nothing too complicated about that. Typical 1 for 1, 3-chord progression. Ending in a plagal cadence and kind of also beginning in a reverse plagal cadence. So 1 to 4 is a reverse plagal cadence. 4 to 1 is a plagal cadence. So that's a quite simple way to proceed a plagal cadence. So plagal cadence is the 4-1 bit. The 1-4 is that's you might also be wondering by now, what's the point? Why are you teaching me to write even longer chordal progression? And that is because if you take a look forward to page,
They give you like 10 bars.
yeah, soz. If you take a
In 40?
no, if you take a look forward to page 49,
Also with
you need
the
if you look at page 49 in the textbook, you'll see what kind of help you'll be dealing with.
You gotta make the
In
baseline and you have to put it.
Wait, did he teach us?
Yes, he was in like a previous fourth grade class that I abandoned because I have no idea why. Because Zoom did not work. It was doing long. Huh? Do you have page 45? No, you don't need to do it right now. I was gonna say like,
I'm not doing it.
you don't need to. You're not gonna be doing page. Not for moment. Page 49. Page 49 is not gonna be assigned until like
Less than
5 lessons.
So it's.
You're going to learn everything you need to know to accomplish page 49 and then the upcoming 4 lessons or 4 or 5 lessons. Okay. Now chord 6 4 to 1. Let's do this in B.
I'm doing competition after this.
Maybe.
Grandpa's my focus, you guys everything, and I'm like, you bring a podcast. So it's just FFA, I was thinking. Yeah, FFA for the
We'll do a comp later. Right now it's not my top priority. Okay, 41641 in D major. I think most likely on the exam they're gonna make you write your 4-part stuff in a major key. There's not a lot of minor stuff in the exam, so there's that. Right? Now in D major is what we're dealing with. Okay. 1 B B B A G A, and because I'm feeling creative, I'm gonna double A.
Why not?
First version adds 65 to it. Perfect, that's playing games. Playing games right there. Okay, final one. 4641. You know, we can have a competition, but you guys are gonna do it on your own. I'm gonna ask you to write 3-chord progressions.
once.
Yeah, you have 2 hours and 30 minutes for the grade 4 exam.
That long.
I thought you should do
2
hours.
They're asking like, for the grade 4 exam, do you know you have 2.5 hours?
No, you don't, but.
That's 30
Like an hour.
It's not entry test.
It's not my G test. The ABRSM, the test is like 1 hour and 30 minutes, but for AMEB, it's like 2 hours.
If it's 30 minutes,
No.
you have.
One of the
Look, this is the test paper from August.
How much are you willing to bet on?
3 hours. Look at this. This is the official test paper from August 2019. 3 hours.
Boy.
Holy.
If I can sleep for like 1.5 hours.
That's inappropriate behavior. How do you get on there? That's what's going to 60 questions there.
A lot more than 60. Some of them take a lot longer than you think.
Like transposition.
You think you hate transposition, right? No, I hate transposition.
It's like moving and
Transposition actually accounts for a lot of the points in here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Harmony counts for about 30. Harmony counts for about 30. This single question, we have to harmonize a whole thing in full vocal style, which is what I'm trying to do now. Is worth 12 points.
Out of how
Grade 3 for the practice exam. Practice. And guess what? So I got the transposition wrong. So I only got like 70%. And then I looked at the transposition and it was worth like 20 marks.
No.
And then in the formal one, I was so scared I was gonna get it wrong because I knew I was gonna forget to fail. And then, like I didn't get it wrong, so I was like,
Okay.
no,
4, 6, 4 to
you
1.
get points for that.
Now the rule for if you were to precede a cadence with its respective chord in first inversion is to try and make the voices move in contrary motion. So let's do this in F major again. Make the voices move in contrary motion when preceding a chord with its respective first inversion. Looks like this. So it looks like this. First write your bass and soprano. Ideally, something like this. Okay. Notice how these two are moving with contrary motion and doing something very neat that we call voice exchange, which means the D here came up to the soprano, the B here went down to the bass. It's called. How do you say it? Actually, kind of does an hourglass.
Oh yes. I don't think I remember the sixth thing. The sixth thing on there.
First inversion.
Yeah.
First inversion, please. Okay. Now. First. Yes. The voice exchange is neat because it means that the top and bottom voices they switch notes, and that makes for some very nice harmony, especially if the voices are moving in contrary motion or similar motion in thirds and sixths, but mostly in contrary motion.
You just bumped it out.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Okay. Important tip for 4-bar harmony: work backwards.
Yeah.
It helps to be able to spot where the voices are moving smoothly or not moving smoothly, and therefore working backwards is ideal. It also helps find out where consecutives are, if there are any, and also helps you manage voice spacing. Now the neat thing here is that when you're doing voice exchange, you can make only the outer two voices move in contrary motion, switching notes with each other, while the middle two voices stay exactly the same. That's what's very neat about voice exchange. So with voice exchange, it can only work when you have a first inversion chord followed by its exact root position counterpart. And it sounds this cadence 4-6, 4-1, the 4-1 is your playable cadence. 4-6-4 is the preceding chord, and it sounds like this, which is something very niche that you can do with voice exchange. Okay. Okay, 5-minute break, and then we're gonna come back and do some questions.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what to do.
Well,
I don't know what to do. Hello, can I say it? I'm not going to do that. Can I draw my iPad?
Okay.
Hey. Hey.
Yes.
So guys, I need to look at my drawing. I can't draw. Drawing. This thing is like a pencil case, a stand. It's basically everything you want.
What is that?
No, you can make it a stand. Bro, my friends just sent like 200 messages.
Well, is it actually that?
You have lucky I'm using my iPad. We're gonna say, on my old iPad.
No way.
On my old iPad.
Use Discord.
Oh,
Discord stop.
no one.
Get out of this room. Discord my ass. Do you understand?
Discord. 24/7.
Why are you using Discord?
What do you mean? Use
What do you use?
WeChat.
I use Snapchat.
So good.
I use
Whoa! No, it's not called Twitter. It's called X.
yeah, actually. Apparently, Elon Musk has been doing some weird things lately. Bro, you never look over it. You can see some weird shit on there now. Last time I was on, there was a video of someone blending up a cat. Actual blending up a cat. You can send it to video on YouTube. I don't recommend it.
I made this Asian.
Huh?
Racist like Chinese people. Was it?
Bro, I don't know what Elon Musk is
I don't
doing.
know what I'm doing.
Bro, it was fine before. It was like actually.
Oh my god, Twitter is just
Oh, and I also have Instagram.
Instagram.
Bye, basically.
Hello,
I
what's my status?
You should see my friend's score.
Are you watching?
Then there's a kid in my
Do you want to see
the best
updates?
story.
Do you want to see the reviews, bro?
Is it good? Or is that what it is?
Oh, really? No.
Have you watched Oppenheimer?
I was so bad. I watched it so bad. The only good part is the bomb exploding.
Really?
I'm getting like a lot of contrasting reviews. Like a lot of my friends are saying it's good, and then like
Search up.
No, it's not.
no, stop.
I know, but like I get to watch MA.
Yeah, but
I just watched an R-rated.
I don't like
Only
No, not on there. Not on there.
I don't see.
What this? Yo, what is
yo. What? Good job now. You have 3 more minutes, and then we'll start again. And you're gonna run into cadences. Oh, going to run into cadences after 3 more minutes. That's good.
Okay, what say do we say? What everyone is in for?
Whoa, you fucking say that way, dude. Bad.
I'm sorry, but this is where my class is stupid. And he's like, oh, I'm beautiful. Shit. For this. Oh, okay.
What did you think of the right? Bro, what are you thinking?
The fact that he came out with that and was just more justified than his friends.
The English is not very much word. It's normal.
But I know I want to add something to like that. Belly button. Belly.
What do you think I'm gonna write?
Remember. Imagine. You're gonna go like that, and then we're gonna like. I'm gonna go with I'm your friend. Yeah. I can't. No, I love the sound right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where do you get your money?
Don't.
You already get money.
Yes, don't. Yes, don't.
Yeah, getting money from you guys, God.
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
Stop.
What?
Yeah. Only from the
I'm just benefiting off a pyramid scheme.
I only getting money off this. I'm getting money off selling colourful drawings. Right, gonna get $8,000 a month now. I'm selling drawings for like $30 a month.
Guys, get back, get back. We're starting.
Look at the lead. Leave that up there, leave that up there, that's true. That's true, leave that up there, leave that up there.
Your task is to construct a perfect and okay in the chord proceeding in D flat major with a G signature star, and you have 10 minutes.
Well,
I don't have stay.
What do we do? And I can go.
Where do we do it?
You want paper?
Go check.
Your card.
Please. Can you make that a bit bigger for me? Because I usually wear glasses. This is my first day. Okay? Make it bigger for me, please. E flat.
Can I borrow a pencil?
No, you can't.
There you go.
Oh, can you make it bigger or read it again? What? Where's my pencil? My parents be like,
Can you remind me how to do a proceeding one again?
Lego again?
41.
What? Oh, Milky Way. Lego is a 41.
Preceding cadences. Precede a perfect cadence and imperfect cadence. And precede a plagal cadence with 1, 6, and 4. Did you guys not take notes?
Okay, yeah, I can take
You
these.
should be taking notes.
I get to see them on my iPad. Anyway, what was the thing again? Because I can't read.
D flat major.
Oh, how did we D flat major?
How many flats is D flat major again?
D flat major. Actually, I know. I think it's like 6. Yes, 6. Yeah. 6. I'm gonna fail this one. Oh, what's supposed to be such a big leap from there?
Do we use semi briefs or?
Whatever.
Okay. Last Lego. Can you give us 15 minutes, please?
Yeah.
Can you give us 1 hour? I can't do this.
You're pushing them.
I'm pushing the limit right now.
Maybe if you weren't trying to fall asleep while I was.
Yeah, because I'm too tired. I can't sleep.
The only part I'm
I
struggling
can't
on right
sleep
now is
in
trying to remember how many flats D flat major has.
I don't remember unless you're not the only one.
Good to hear.
Let's see, I'm going to change the And what is magic again? Frequency. Is it 5? 1? I don't know.
Your options
I've
are.
got a lead.
Oh,
Is it
no.
5 flats?
Your options
Yeah,
are
5.
1, 5, 1, 4,
No, okay.
5, 1, 2, 5,
All is really confusing.
1, 4, 1.
Why are there so many? You should
Those are what you can do. You only have to choose one from each.
go just do 1.
So you need to do one from this line, one from here, and one from here.
I'm just gonna choose the easiest. Sorry, but like,
That's fine. No, that's totally fine.
what's D flat major? Can you write the key signatures? Is it 5 flats?
Do we have to do 2?
Does it have to be in order?
Oh.
Proceed in order.
Why do we have to do good?
Why do we have to do this? Because my brother loves the torture.
Exactly.
Like good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you torturing us. I appreciate you.
You're not.
20 minutes, please.
Oh my god.
You're actually pushing.
No, please. It's 20 minutes. No, please put me a tenure. I can't do this. Well, guess what?
Too bad. Yeah. That's what they like.
That's what he said. Written anything here. I can't run. I suddenly forgot how to go on Trevor. It's Christmas. Oh, we never.
Never back down, never.
What are you doing?
Never hit me.
The bomb cat down.
What you want the bomb countdown?
Big explode.
Countdown.
Oh
Exploding. I exploded.
no. Okay,
Think
so
so?
now what time?
I think so. So, is there 6 months? Hasn't even started yet, you know.
Yeah.
Is it 6 months?
Why did you remind him?
What happened? It's like deep later.
Who knows?
Stick.
Back on your notes.
Be flat.
What did it say in school?
Be flat.
No, back in your notes in the textbook. In the textbook as well.
Oh,
Deep flat, right?
deep flat right now. Deep flat.
It's stick flat.
I
Stick flat.
do
Flat, be flat, be flat, be flat.
Deep flat major. See five flats right in your face.
Oh,
thank you so
said
much.
five flat. I was
I totally do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you need
One perfect and one play with cadence.
So this is your options of the perfect cadence. This is your options of the play cadence. And you choose one from each.
And this is going to be a disaster, so don't worry if you don't get it. So I'm not gonna get it anyway.
Don't rage. Don't rage.
It's okay, I like this game very much.
So, but okay, this is the.
So basically, I need a cheat sheet and I need help.
So these are the perfect cadences.
You need mental help. Yeah, I agree.
You sure? Yeah, I broken. See? I'm not reading it. No. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Okay. Sure. No. Hey Louie, can you pick a wonder back up just in case for examples? Because I don't know. I wonder back up.
Why pencil?
We put in the one no back up. It's been 3 little minutes. I haven't even started anything.
No.
This cannot be. Yeah, I could look again.
This pencil is annoying.
No, I don't even know where it is. Feel about it. Yeah, until you were just dying.
Feel. This pencil needs to
Pencil. Stop pumping it out.
A, B, C.
That's
Wait, why am I counting? Sorry. No.
okay.
Do you have to sound like you're working out with the flats?
Oh.
Because I don't like.
You write the coordinates.
Yeah, I did, but like I need to write the flats. Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Wait, sorry.
I'll still not get to do on Thursday.
Huh?
Do you have to like make a cadence, then you just like then make another cadence and do a perfect?
No. The perfect cadence. The play cadence. Like that means.
I know they are cadences, but they don't
No,
work.
you need to write a total of 6 chords, right? You choose 3 chords from here and 3 chords from here. So perfect cadence These are all perfect games.
And what happens?
These are all playable games. I just need you to choose one from each of these lists. So you need to write true chords. You need to write true cadences.
Cool. I totally knew that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get it.
Wait, does
You
it
can
say
choose-
actually move up?
Any of these to write, and then you can choose any of these to write.
I have a rough sketch of
Can the
the
base,
curve.
can the base like move down?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
I get it. I get it. I guess.
Hello from the other side.
Please help.
Do you think if I played music right now, would it help you?
No.
Yeah, if you
I
play.
feel like could be better.
Ooh.
That sounded bad.
That sounded.
If I played music right now, would it help you guys?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you play Mars Bringer of War then?
Can you?
You know what's interesting? Scientific studies have shown that
I would give Lucas.
listening
Like rock music.
listening to classical music while doing music theory. Because no, it actually is true.
The classical music makes me pissed. I don't know why.
Like,
No.
Doing. Wait, can the first chord with the first chord be the same? Or can it be different?
You guys can either listen to classical music or you can either, well, you can either listen to her sing and get mental depression.
I'm convinced that I'd rather choose classical music.
Not play classical music.
So I
Later on for free.
that's actually think good.
The right,
No. I don't play that song.
why do you like Eagle stripping?
You have to be part of this, and I really like them.
I'm already suffering from mental depression. I'm dancing and I'm going.
Come on, guys, still have 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
It's not the best song.
Oh, this is gonna kill me, please.
I can play the Golden Princess. Why?
I have a question. For the second one, can it be like first be the same as the first one? Can the Playgirl one be like the Playgirl first one be the same as the first one?
You mean, are you saying go for?
Yeah.
No, that's for 5.
Haha, sucker.
The perfect extension.
No, but like the first one, like one.
Perfect, like,
Yeah, can that be the same as?
Perfect games. And that's a perfect games.
yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference with the Playgirl?
So perfect's 5, 1. Play with 4.
Okay, stop whistling and I'll give you a present.
Uh.
Stop whistling and I'll give you a present.
Okay, that is.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one? I'm right up.
Stop it! It's gonna go on, stop!
Yeah, I know.
Focus. Focus, I might actually give you some extra time.
Thank you.
You're not stealing it, I'm using it.
Oh, that's basically called stealing.
I gave it back, it's called borrowing.
Ooh, got him.
I'm sorry, but I don't have time to talk. But is it?
Yes.
Wait, are you not to like check on us?
I was just saying, like, page 49 is what we need.
Wait, are you not to check it with us? You should know different urinals. Wait, are you not to check it with us before you email it and then like that?
In the perfect, you have to do like a comment.
Yeah, there's a note in common. There's note in common in both the perfect and the.
Oh wait. Go to do step downs and stuff.
You better fix it.
What happened to my hand?
Alright, that's all I'm doing.
You know? No, only two. 6 chords, 2 cadences. A chord and a cadence are 2 different things. This is a cadence. This is a chord. Chords make up a cadence. Kind of like how words make up a sentence.
I'm not.
Can I pick a song?
It's like there's big leaps between that, and you're not following traditional like cadence, like bridging patterns, like
Is
where.
it right?
I mean, the notes are right. If that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That.
Is it still
Stop.
right?
I need to give everyone depression.
Is it still
Dang it.
right?
No.
Don't
Don't
pass it.
No, it's not like actually not.
Don't pass.
No, it's not.
Although, like,
4 out of
Oh. It's not funny, bro.
Depression
don't
coming
pass.
right up.
No.
The bag's not. The bag's not.
Stop.
Stop.
The planet's Mars. What the So what do you mean? It's like the spacing. Is the spacing wrong?
The chords themselves aren't flowing smoothly. So you know how we said
Hello.
you know how we said that the chords have to flow smoothly across one another, so they can't be big leaps across first. That
So
means
do you mean I have to do it again?
yeah.
Do I have to do it again? Dang it.
No, yours is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just copy it off this.
Except for that.
Oh.
Does it have to be all correct?
Oh yeah, the space. I make space.
Well, you should.
Just switch the 2 notes around.
What I was precisely about to do.
Nice. You have 6 minutes. I already added 5.
Make me cry.
Like stargates. You just like go. You know.
I have fixed all
Just with like jelly would rather.
right. You guys will
They go bright.
Oh my god. Oh. If it wasn't for yeah, it's like, well, can we have like 5 minutes? 30 seconds.
Man, it's just chill. Come here and do one more. God damn. Get back here and do one more.
You should have done that.
I want Jupiter though. Jupiter sounds good.
No. It's not like complicated.
This is Mars.
This is Mars.
Yeah, I know.
What part of it sounds like the Emperor's Mars?
What part of it doesn't sound like?
Oh, come on, we didn't even get to the good part.
Like
Jupiter, the bringer of jollity.
Can you play Run Spring?
Is this good?
No Fight by Dimitri.
Is it allowed to be like A?
Not very soft.
Is it allowed to be like A?
Yeah, I know it's too bad.
You're only allowed leaps in between. You're only allowed leaps in the bass.
Yeah.
No, everywhere else has to close to me. Remember, leading note to tonic, or the other way around. Tonic to leading note to tonic. All the other voices have to move by step or thirds.
Listen to something happy to give people who are sad.
Yeah, I was just listening to something happy to switch it off.
Exactly. Give everyone more depression.
Can it be a third apart for like the alto? Please. Yeah.
You recognize this?
Yeah, I know the song. I played it. No.
We played
Have you heard Requiem in D minor?
That's the legend. And because that.
I don't know.
But. So now I want you to focus on priority on making the fourth floor smoothly across the voices. There's no big leaps and there's no, and if there are leaps, then like a little third. There's no like, there's no like more than.
Yeah.
So the bass is partly.
Basically, but
Yeah, none of them leave, but it's still leaving.
Excuse me.
I must still wrong.
I know this, but not.
You take mine.
I just made that one.
it's like it's going to be wrong. Put that up, put the F up here, and then put the F back up. Now,
Now I'm just gonna copy that and just put that on all of that part. No credit to you.
wow, it's called plagiarism.
Sorry. but-
Plagiarism is illegal. I could always.
Definitely
Phoebe is the first one to get everything right on her first attempt. Wait,
Yeah, because she's the best at everything. Not I'm like
this might be a research.
And the only
Two kids.
You'll
Oh.
know what G flat paper.
You still need the actual chords. The loop still has to go.
oh no, there's like
50 seconds on the clock.
That's not the root. Let's see. Oh wait, no, that's not even.
done.
Wait,
What happens for you?
that should be G and that should be a D. Wait, tell me why.
That's right.
Because you still have to put some root in it.
You're right. I'm just gonna die because
Root of chord.
I'm getting
Michael, get your feet off. One.
I copied it. The second I just did it. No.
That's sort of correct. Move that C up here and now it's correct. That has to be a C. Why? Good. And
Done.
move that up here. You need to make the voices flow smoothly, everyone. No big leaps. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's wrong.
Because I fixed it.
Whoa.
No, if anyone deserves something, baby.
I got everything wrong. Rub you like. Those class are rubbed out. Tired.
Sing a note first. Oh, root in the bass.
Root is in the base.
And move that E. C here.
Did you
there,
not put the root in the base?
and then A down.
God, that's the only thing that's wrong.
Yeah, okay.
I will.
Oh, yes.
Wait.
I need to. I need to. What do we do now?
You're next.
No more test, please. No, no.
I don't mind.
No, please, no test, please. No, please.
We're doing
No.
help the child.
Help me, I'm literally dying to go with you, baby.
You're dying.
I'm on the
Keep on.
Guys, please.
First starts. You're gonna this will that
Yeah.
with out of signature. Okay. This time we're doing A major. Do not write these notes. Please accidentals at this time. You're not getting better. 1 4.
Wait, what do we do?
Same thing again, but in A major without a key signature. You have
Major.
20 minutes. 20 minutes. Thank you so much.
you often you cannot use 151. You cannot use 141. You have to use some of the more complicated ones because I want you to experience a variety.
And 1 plus 2
And A major, please, without leaving one this below. Huh?
Forward, please. Wait, ow!
No new signatures.
Oh, that's even meaner.
Exactly. That's full on Lucas.
Fuck you.
I know it. Full on Lucas.
You are boldly and torturing us.
Bold.
That's
A major double opens that means without a key signature. Okay. I believe you to accidental. No, you cannot write it.
Yeah, make the key signature and then to say accidental and then roll back the key signature.
I'm not sure that works. If you'd rather do it complicated.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the more complicated way.
Lee, you have 25 minutes.
Okay.
Set. And I'm going to
Stop it. Okay, now I know I've said that. Yeah, please.
So if you're doing 1 6, then you can double any note. Yeah.
Wait, is it for 1 6 you can double, you know? Okay.
Yep, so
And is it basically like one except you get to double any note?
yeah. And also the base has to be different because the root is now different.
Thank God you made it easier.
You did.
No, I definitely do not.
Exactly.
I thought it would be easier, but through all the trouble that you made for us through, it should have been easier.
Look at how it is.
Louis, I'm really disappointed.
Louis.
Whatever I call it. Then why is that so big? Yes. Bruh, you just
I know the Symphony Heroica during its final period. It's in the second period of competition, roughly 17, 19. It's very. This is like from that time the best symphony has been written, maybe with the exception of Symphony Number 5. And then Beethoven then walked out of the chorus symphony, Symphony Number 9, and its first movement is the Sacral. Now, that's new. Yeah, so what we
Why?
Now, that to be honest. We have to write this. So just write down the note, just write down like the note that it is. So then you cross them out. Now, all the roots have to go in root.
That's major. Which one? No, that's like.
Uh, Now, so cross the line since you just used it. Now, work backwards. So with 4 or 5 to 1, what rules do you do? You have to leave them to 20. So we start with A. So we're going to do that. Not really down. By the way, this is one of the ceremonies that I studied for race theory. And I listened to this so much that I got completely.
Jumping.
Yes, this one. So I recommend removing that time.
No, I used to be too.
So which one are you writing? Good. And now, so we have to do these across that out now. We're applying the other case. That's the one. Nothing complicated, nothing complicated. And this is the kind of work that you should get. B and C. Yeah, because it's true. Now, so which, okay, first find the note in common between which note. Right, so which note do both of them take? Yes, so make it flow smoothly. Okay. Good. Only notes that are the that's fine. And first, let's go to the next. First step. This one is set work for grade 4 theory, and basically you had to know the entire piece of art. You had to know what instrument was playing at what point, and you had to know all the modulations and everything. Yeah, you had to know the entire first movement, what instrument was playing at what timestamp. You need to know all the modulations, every single conductor cue, and you need to know every single you need to know every single that's you had to know every single conductor cue, you need to know every single instrument that was involved when it was playing, and it was fun. Now work backwards. You have leading notes to the in of everything else, right? So where you gonna put G? Okay, and now you need a note in common which doesn't move. So I'm teaching you how to make the voices close to this one, right? Like for example, step, the note in common does not move, the only voice that can jump is the bass. So what's the note in common between?
Oh my god, this thing is so
Annoying, I agree.
Oh, you love music?
What? Oh no, it's either not so but it's so please you can just grab off over
Switch that around. That comes down, that goes.
because is this right?
It's still jumping the one bass. Stop bass.
Is this right?
Yeah. So now with four, you gotta make sure everything else goes down. Right. You can have one leap of a third, but everything else steps down.
So it's only a third.
You're only the
No, consecutive.
This is so That's
So now move on to play games. Jason's the first one to get it done.
correctly.
Yes, no, actually, we're going to practice. By the way, a lot of people are getting like extra 4-6. I actually would highly recommend trying 4-6 to 4-6 to 4-1 because it makes for some voice exchange. Voice exchange, right? So make sure you have make sure you have you can try 4-6 to 4-1 because it makes for some very nice voice exchange between the bass and soprano. And it's actually easier than doing 1-6-4-1 because during voice exchange all the other voices. Right? And that one.
Is it both okay? But okay.
No.
So what do you
Sleeps.
Yeah. Real good. Cross question.
Five, five. For a start, that's a very big. We're going to have to speed E, cancel that out, and so E goes down here. E goes in the yeah, that's right. So that's the only problem. That's wait, is that number four? Oh, no, that's fine. That's the honor. We get E. I'll put the E here and then A. Yeah.
Okay. That took forever. 15 minutes.
Yes. I'll say like the other was there's a competition. Yes, you can go. I'm classmates.
Okay, please turn off. Actually,
In 2 days.
in 2 days.
Yep.
Good.
It's holidays now, so hopefully you guys have a lot more time to do theory. Right.
We'll just do music in general.
No. Those get bang up. Like every time I'm teaching, like the gang up, I'm gonna teach them like that. Like he says, I'm gonna do it. She does that, and she's like bang, and she's like.
Stop. Oh.
See you often. Bye everyone.
That person makes such a big thing that like even like people who see can do it like guys.
Okay, strong. Yeah, you did really well.
Yeah. What do you think you can have? Bye.
Strong, I get paid. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh yeah.
Maybe you have是，跟得上，然后跟得快，做一做非常是。Michael 刚走，那个穿红色。我先送给他。哦，好，哦，对。哎，不知道。拜。
Oh, Louis didn't show up. I don't.